Let the games begin.
Clarifying expectations about gamification. There's a lot of myths about gamification. And there's some things that people should know before doing a gamification project. First off, we'll start with design thinking. Design thinking follows a process. This process can be repeated as many times as you feel the need to create the gamification process. So the first step is to empathize, understand your public, your audience, what's work with them, what kind of mechanics, what kind of gamified experience can create results. Then you define your idea, your objectives, your goals. Then you ideate, you define the idea of the concept. Start to think about what the gamification experience will be really about, what are the rules, the mechanics. Then you start to get real. You create a prototype. Then you get a group of people and test the prototype. Then, to begin with, when you have the prototype, if you see any problems with it, you can go back to ideate, to rethink the model. After doing the tests, you will have some feedback from that group who tested your experience. You can go back to define your ideas, then create rules, mechanics, and the prototype. So it's a cycle. Then we have a group of ideas. The first one is a gamification solution most of the time is only applicable to the environment for which it was purposely created. So if you have an environment, if you have a group of people, and you create a gamification experience for that environment, that doesn't mean that if that experience works in that environment, it will work in another. People are different. The environment, the situation where you're working, it's different. Even, for example, in companies, you create a gamifying experience for a company, and it works, it's a massive success. Then you bring the exact same experience to another company, and it may fail because the conditions are different. Different experiences have different requirements. It's what I was talking about. Each experience has their own needs, their own specific needs. It is better. This is very important. It is better using no gamification than to apply it in a way in which it will create some backlash. I think it's easy to understand why. If you create a gamification experience and chaos is starting to be created by that experience, it's better to stop using gamification. Gamification is not a solution for all the problems or will not work every time. It can work, it will not work every time. The experience must always be voluntary. When a player is not voluntarily engaged in the gamification experience, they will not enjoy it. If they don't enjoy it, they start to resist it. And when they resist, instead of being pleasant, the objective of the gamification, it becomes dreadful. And we don't want that because it will have the opposite effect that we want. Applied mechanics should always be subject to careful evaluation when working by itself and in conjunction with another. When you create rules, when you apply mechanics, you have to test them, always. Even if you have a gamification system, you introduce a new, even little mechanic or kind of reward, you should test it before using it. And you must be attentive to the result. If the result is not good, remove it. Don't try to force it to work. Remove it, it doesn't matter.
Or rethink it.
Yeah, but you have to remove it first.
In a point of view.
Yeah. It's about design thinking, it's the concept.
Yes.
Yeah.